Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn what is the method and how we can create a method and how we can call that method. Okay, let's go. Let's take, if you want to perform an addition. If you want to perform an addition, you need to write some code, right? You need to write some code. That code we need to put inside on block, right? So we need to perform an addition. We are writing some of the code and that related code we are grouping and we are putting inside on block. So that block we can call as a method. Okay, method is the block of code that perform a specific task. It is one block and that perform a specific task. Like that, if you want to perform an subtraction, you are taking that code, related code, and you are putting inside one block. That is for subtraction. And to perform an division, what you will do, that division related code you are taking and putting inside one block. So you are giving one name like division. Okay, those related code we are grouping together and putting inside one block. So that block we can call as a method. Method is the block of code that perform a specific task. It is performing a specific task, right? So that block of code perform a specific task, also called as a function in other language. So why we need that method means, let's take one example. Let's take in a class we are having a door, right? So if a student want to enter the class, he will stand in front of door, right? We will take here, it is a smart door. Let's take it is a smart door. It will capture the student and it will automatically open the door and it will greet something. Hello, welcome, student name. Let's say hello, welcome, Miss Ba. Have a great day, like that. It is going to greet that student. Okay, next another student will come. Then it should take that student name and greet. Then if another student come, then it will greet that student with a name. Here repeatedly it is doing one task, right? So let's take here 50 students are there inside a class. It need to perform the same task again and again 50 times, right? Smart programmer, what we will do, gives one for loop and give one parenthesis name, and like that it is going to be performed and same task within the 2 to 3 lines. Don't worry, don't get confused. Okay, I will explain with the code. Let's go. And let's take, we will create one class. Okay, we will create one class, give a class name as example method 1. Okay, 1. Let's click on public static void main string of ours, then click on finish. Okay, let's take, it want to greet sys out. Let's take hello, good morning. Then student name we will enter is okay. Then we will take this sentence and we will paste here. Then we will paste again and we will change the name of the student. Okay, then we will change the student name here, Anjali. Okay, save and run the code. Show view console. Okay, see here, hello, good morning, Misbah. Hello, Ash. Hello, Anjali. Okay, here, see here, we are given a same sentence, right? 3 times. Name is different. That's it, right? So if the 50 students are there, then we need to write a 50 lines repeatedly again and again, right? So to avoid that, what we can do is make use of the method. So let's take, I will take this sentence. Okay, then we will print here. Then 1 second, I will remove this part and we will take one method. Void, I will give public static void, then greet. Let's take here string name. This is a parameter we are passing inside this one, and here we will remove this name and we will give one space here. Then we will here give a name. Let's take here, we will call that one. So how we can call that one is here greet, and I will enter here as Misbah. Okay, then save and let's run. Hello, good morning, Misbah. Let's take, if you want to perform repeatedly, what you can do is, let's take, I want to print the 3 students, I equal to 1, then I is less than or equal to 3, then I plus plus. Don't worry, don't think, don't get confused here. Okay, here we will take one scanner, scan equal to new scanner system dot in. Here don't get confused and don't think it is a much like a no, not like that. You will understand in a better way when you are going to do the practical things. And if you want to become a developer, you need to think in a deeper way and do practically. And let's check. Okay, then we will take one name. Okay, string and name equal to scan dot next line. I have explained in the previous class how we can take the input from the user and how we can do that one. It will take the name, and it is going to take that name and call that method. See here, what we done is we are taken a scanner. Okay, we are created a scanner object of that scanner class. Then here we are given one for loop. Let's take three students want to enter the class. Okay, here we are started from 1 and we are ending up to 3 li, right? So here we are taking the input. Then it will take here and take that name and it will greet that student. Okay, let's see how it will be going to be run. See here, this is the method. See here, this is the method. We are putting some related thing, means want to greet that students. So we are what we want to greet, like hello, good morning, and that student name, right? So here we are given that sentence in a different method, and we are given a method name with parameter. Here we are taken a parameter like name, and let's see what we will get. We need to enter the name. Let's take Miss Ba. If I enter hello, good morning, Miss Ba, it will welcome like that. If I enter Ash, then here hello, good morning, Ash, then here Anjali. See here hello, good morning, Anjali, like that. We are putting together. See here, that time what we did, here no need to do again. Here if you want to take welcome the 50 student, then what you will do, here 50 you will enter, that's it. Here code will be reduced, right? Code is reduced, number of code will be reduced, right? So this is how we can do that one. This is the one of the use. See here, avoid the code repetition. You just avoided the repetition, less code and same output we are getting, right? Same output we are getting, less output. With the less output, this is why we need a method. This is the one of the used. Okay, divide the logic into the part, easier to organize and debug and test. Let's say if you want to perform an addition, what you will going to do, you will take the inputs normally, and what you will going to do, will call the addition method. Means if you want to perform a plus b, right? This is comes under addition, right? What you will going to do, you will put a plus b inside one method. Then after that, one more method like subtraction, a minus b. Okay, this is inside one method. Then here you will organize the method separately, right? So if you get any errors, then you can easily identify. Here it is the just an example like addition and subtraction. Let's take say you are building a student management system. Okay, if you want to add the student, what you are going to do, if you want to add the student, you will write some logic, whatever need to add. Okay, whatever need to perform an addition, like adding the student into the database. What are the things you need, those things you are putting inside one method. Let's take if you want to delete the student, what you are going to do, whatever the logic is required for delete operation, you are putting in another method. Like in delete method, you are putting those logic, means you are dividing the logics. For adding the student, what logic you need, those things you are putting separately. Whatever the logic you need for division, you are putting that in a separate method. Like that you are dividing the logic. Let's take if you get an error while adding the student, you no need to check entire project or entire code, no need to check. You check that method, like adding the student, you method have, right? That method you can check the logic, then you can easily identify where you are wrong. See here, I'm trying to explain. If you are putting the logic separately, then if you get an error, then you can easily identify where particularly you are getting an error. While adding the student, if you get that error, then you can easily identify in add student method, inside that some logic is missing or something is error, no need to check the delete method, right? So this is the thing, you are dividing the logic into the parts. It is easier to organize and debug and test, right? This is the one of the use and makes the debugging and testing easier. So that is the thing, like if you get any error or if you want to test that method, you can check that particular method and see what are the things are there, what you need to change. It is easily you can work where is the error, what everything. Okay, and you can test the cases where you are successful, where everything you can make easy with the help of method. Code reuse across the classes and project. Like if you are writing on project, let's take if you are writing one method, let's take if you want to build some applications. Okay, you want to build some application like a sports players application, you need to do that one, means for taking the information of the sports player. Let's take for cricket team, some member will become some manager will become and they will say build one application for cricket team, like I need to store the detail of that cricket player. So what you are going to do, same, right? Name and phone number and address and those things, those health checkup and everything is same, right? So you are storing that one. Let's take for the cricket team you have built it, right? So one more team will become volleyball team. That manager will become and that manager will be say build one application, I want to store the players football players details, like their phone number, their name and their father name details, everything. What you are going to do, same logic, right? Name will become, then address will become, then phone number will become, same, everything is same, right? No need to write again code, right? If you build it once, you can make use of that same code again and again, right? So that is the thing, you can reuse that code and you can make the money also and save the time also. Okay, this is the use, why we need to use the methods. This is the one of the best thing to use the methods. Let's take one real world example. One more thing, it is something like theory also. If you understand the theory, then you can build your logic and you can able to write a code and you can make your own method. Then you can put some logic separately. this is the best way to understand first how it is going to be work and everything. So let's take one real world example. Let's take washing machine button analogy. Let's take, if you want to press and quick wash, you want to do the quick wash, right? So internally it performs the filling the water, add the detergent, rotate the drum and drain water and spin dry. So these things it is going to be work inside the washing machine. If you press that quick wash, then it is going to perform all these operations, like, right? You need to perform all this operation, no need to press again. After quick wash, no need to perform the, means no need to again press anything, like fill water, then add detergent, like that. No need to press again and again buttons, no. If you click on quick wash, it is automatically call those methods, like fill water, add detergent, rotate drum, drain water, spin dry. It is automatically call these methods internally. So let's take quick wash, you are pressing, right? Inside this method, if you call this all those method, it is automatically going to call this method and do its work, right? So let's take, if you don't use the method, then what you are going to do, you need to press again and again and again, right? So it is going to be easy, right? It is going to be make your work easier. So this is how we can do that one. Let's take a syntax of the method. First we are going to here you can make use of the access specifier and you can give the static. I will be explaining the access specifier in upcoming class, and I will explain the what is the static keyword and why we need to use that one. So here we can use the access specifier, then here we can make use of the static, and here it is the return type. Return type can be the like void or int, string, anything you can give here. Like if you perform this method, if you want to return something from this method, then here we are giving the return type. If you want to return an integer value, then here we are going to and means mention int here. If you want to return the name, then what you are going to mention here is string, right? This is the return type what you need to return from this method. If you are performing some operation, after performing this operation, if you want to return something back, then what type you are returning back, that you need to mention here. Then this is the method name. Okay, here parameter, you can make use of the parameter, or without parameter also you can do the methods and do some logic, we will understand. Let's take an example. Int add, int a comma int b. This is the parameters we are taking here. Then this is the return type int. We are giving the add is the method name. Here we are returning a plus b. Here we are returning adding a plus b, and we are returning here back. Then we need to collect this one in one variable. We will understand here. Let's take public static void main string of ours int result equal to. Here let's take, we are calling this method at 5 comma 3. You are giving the two integers, right? When you call this method, it will come here and 5 will be stored here and 3 will be stored here. It is going to perform an addition. 5 plus 3 is the 8, and you are using the return keyword, then 8 will be returned here. It is of the type integer, right? 8 is the integer type you are returning here. So you are returning something from this method, so you are collecting here. In result variable, you are collecting whatever you are returning from here, you are collecting that and store it in one variable called as a result. It is of the type integer, and sum is result. We are printing here. That's it. This is how we are going to create a method and how we can calling that method. What are the types of methods are there? Here see, with return type and parameters. Let's take what it means. Let's take and quickly we will understand. Let's take here. What is this? First we are going to do this one with return type. Okay, then parameters. Okay, return type and parameters. So let's remove this part. Okay, one more parenthesis. Okay, let's take one method we will take. Okay, static, then int, then square we will take. Square, we need to find the square of the number. Then int, we will take one variable called as x. Then here what we need to do is, okay, then here we will return one thing, return then x star x. Okay, you are returning something here, then here you are calling that method. Let's take sys out, then okay, we will going to take here, call the square method, square square method, and here we will give 1 2. Okay, we will give a 2, then it is returning something, right? Integer it is returning, so we will take and store it in one variable called as a result. Then we are printing the result. See here, I will explain once again. Public static int square. Here we are, this is the method we are writing. Public static int, it is access specifier, visible to everything, visible from everywhere, and static is the keyword. No need to mention the class name and everything while if you want to call that method. Then here int is the return type, what you are returning from this method. This is the int. If you are not returning anything, use the void. Okay, we are returning here int, right? So I mentioned as int. Then this is the square is the method name. Here we are taking the parameter. Here this is the return type and parameter. Okay, this is the return what we are returning. We are squaring this number and returning here. If we call that square 2, then what will happen? It will become here method, and it will perform an operation. Then whatever the result we will get, and it will be stored in res. Then it is going to be print. Let's save and run. See here, 2 we are getting. That is the one type of method. With return type, we are returning int, right? We are passing the parameter, right? X we are passing, 2 we are passing here. This is the one method. Without return type, void with parameters. Let's take you are not returning anything and it is receiving an parameter. Not here without return type, you are not returning anything, means return type is void. Then here you are passing some parameters. Let's take how we can do that one. Okay, I will remove this entire part. Okay, I will here write it as a void, means we are not returning anything. Then here greet, then here we will take string and name. Okay, then here we are not returning anything, we will print this out, then hello, and we will take a name. Then here we are going to call that method. So let's take greet and you are passing some parameter. I will enter my search. Then save and run. Let's check. See here, hello Misbah. You're not returning anything, so that's why you are using void and you are passing some parameters here, right? Misbah, you are passing here and you are printing one sentence. This is the second type of the method. So see here, you are not returning anything, so void with a parameter. So name you are passing, right? Without return type and parameters. Without return type, you are not returning anything and you are not passing any parameters. So how we can do that one? So let's just call this one and you are not passing any parameter. Okay, I will directly tell hello, good morning everyone. So here, see here, you are calling that method. Okay, here you are not returning anything and here parameter also you are not giving, right? You are not giving any parameters here. And let's run hello good morning everyone. See here, this is the one of the type. Then let's see for type with return type but no parameters, but you are returning something. Let's take an example. Let's take an int. We will okay, here we will give int and let's take a simple example, age. Then we will return something here. See here, you are returning something, return, and age is 23. Okay, then here you are returning something, you need to collect that one. So I will do one thing, I will directly print. Okay, if maybe you will get confused, I will take it in one variable. Okay, then here age, right? So after that I'm going to print that result. See here, it is a fourth type, means you are returning something but you are not giving any parameter. You are returning something but you are not taking any parameters. So this is how your 23 is returning here and you are collecting in one variable and printing. You can directly give age here, age open parenthesis close parenthesis. I mentioned like that because maybe you will get confused, that's why. So see here, 23 you are printing. I will show you. You can give directly here like that. Here, okay, age, and I will remove this part. See here, directly you can call inside the system.out.println. See here, you will get a 23. This is the fourth method how we can do that one. So see here, with return type and parameters, you are returning something like int or string or something you are returning, and with you are giving some parameters also while calling that method, and you are giving some parameters and you are receiving that and you are returning. Okay, without return type you are not giving, means returning any value, so that's why you are using a void. And with parameters, like we used the name, right? So we are taken some name, right? This is how we can do that one. Without return type and parameters, you are not returning anything and you are not giving any parameters. Okay, then with return type and no parameters, this is the four types of the methods. And you can see the method overloading. It is most asked in the interview, like what is method overloading and what is method overriding, and difference between the method overloading and overriding, and give me some example like that interviewer can ask. So let's go. Method overriding I will be doing the next classes because it is related to the OOPS concept. So I will explain there. If I explain here itself, you will get confused. So I will explain there. Then that time I will going to be explain the difference between method overloading and overriding also. And let's go. Same, see here, method overloading. See here, method overloading means same method name but different parameters, or number of parameters can be different, or type of parameters can be different. You are having the same method, means inside on class you are having the multiple methods with the same name, but parameter is different, like number of parameters will be the different or type of parameters will be the different. Let's take why we need means to perform the similar operations in the different way. Let's take if you want to add the two numbers, what you are going to do, you will take a two parameters, right, with add itself. Then if you want to add the three numbers, what you are going to do, add same, what you are going to do, three numbers you are taking in parameter. Let's take one example and let's see how we can do that one. I will remove this part. Okay, here I will add, so I will not returning anything. So let's take here, I will give okay, let's do that one. Sys out, or you can return that values I'm directly giving here. So yeah, okay, you are not returning anything, right? Int a equal to 10 and int b equal to and 20. Then here you are printing here. See here, a plus b, what you will get, that one you are adding is printing here. Let's take one more method. So I will enter here. Let's take add. I will give here parameter as int. Okay, here I will take a and int b. Let's take int c. Let's remove this part, everything. Remove this everything, and a plus b plus c. I will call that methods. Okay, add I will call directly. Then I will call add. I will give some value 10, 20, 30. Okay, then control s, and let's see here. See here, what is the method overloading means? You can see the method with the same name here. It is presenting. Okay, you are having one method, right? One method, two method. It is also a method. Public static void main is also a method. So let's take only this one. Public static void main add. Public static void main. So public static void add. See here, this is the method name, right? This is the method name, right? This is the method name. This is the method name. Both are same. Here, see here, parameter. You need to observe what you are taking. Nothing, right? Zero parameters here, right? Here, let's take 1, 2, 3, right? 3 types, 3 parameters you are passing here, right? So you are having the multiple methods inside a same class. You are having the multiple methods with the same name inside the same class, but the type of the parameter or the number of parameters is different. That one we can say as method overloading. You can pass any type of parameters. Let's take, we will take a age. Okay, we will take a age here, age, and we will take your name, string name. We will pass here. We will remove this one, and we will give details. Okay, you are going to call that method here details. Okay, here you need to change everything. You need to pass the age, right? So pass the age as 23 and name as Miss. Then here name 10 plus your age is. Then I will enter here age. Then save and run the program. See here 30 Misbah, your age is 23, right? Here let's take one more thing like a details. Okay, we'll give simply a company name here. Let's take Microsoft. See here, details and details same, right? See here, these methods are inside the same class, right? Example method 1, it is present in the same class, having the same name but different parameters. A type of parameter is different. Here nothing you are having, and here we will take a name here. Types of parameter or number of parameter is different. I will give here. See here, I will run this one. See here details, right? String name, here string name and int age, same methods. Different parameters or type of parameter is different. Number of parameter is different. Here 2 parameters are there, here 1 parameters are there. Same method name we are having inside the same class. This is called as a method overloading. So method overloading means same method name but different parameters, like number of parameters or type of parameter is different. So that methods we are calling as method overloading. Method overloading. Why we need is to perform the similar operations in the different ways. If you want to perform that one, then we are going to make use of this method overloading. The rules of method overloading means same method name. You should have the same method name. Otherwise, it is going to be considered as a different method. So make use of the same method name and different number or type of the parameters. Make a different type of parameter or number of parameters can be the different, and return time can be the same or different, but does not affect the overloading. It can be the different. In method overloading, the return type can be the different. Okay, let's take one example. Print a bill. Shop is there. If that any customer comes to that shop, they will return and bill. They will give a bill. If that person purchase or don't purchase anything, they will give one bill or detail of that customer, like what it has purchased or not. Like that, it is going to be give one detail checked. Let's take it as a printing a bill. So if that customer does not taken anything, then it is going to be returned as empty, right? So it is a print bill itself. If that person is not purchased anything, then it is going to give as empty bill. Okay, if the some of the things, like if you have any discounts in that one, if the person purchases something, then if that person purchases something, then you need to apply some discount, right? So that will be called, particularly here you will get a discount parameter here. Same print bill itself, if you have a discount, then it will call print bill discount method, it is going to be called. let's take if that person is purchased with some amount, like if that person is purchased something, then what you are going to do, print bill, and here amount, in that parameter amount will be go. This is how the method is going to be called, and method overloading. So common interview question is, what is the method, what is the difference between the method overloading and overriding, can two methods have the same name and same parameters, no need to conflict. This is the main important question they can ask in the interview. So I will explain this one in our upcoming class, like the difference between this one. Thank you. This is about the methods. If you have any doubt or if you have any confusion, comment below. I will clarify the doubts. Thank you.